EDC stands for everyday carry. It represents the items that you carry on your person from a day-to-day basis. There's a lot of staple EDC items such as pocket knives, multi-tools, and flashlights, but there's also a lot of additional items that are a little overrated. So in this video, we're going to be going over the top 10 overrated EDC items. Let's get started. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that I'm constantly revising my EDC with various items. Although the primary items stay pretty much the same as far as the category of items. So I always have a pocket knife, I always have a flashlight, I always have some kind of lighter. There's a lot of items that come out year after year, which sometimes I pick up, and then after I pick them up, I'm like, this is a little overrated. So that's what we're gonna be going through now in this video. The number one overrated EDC item are tactical pens. Unless you're Nicky Santoro from the movie Casino or John Wick, you probably shouldn't have a tactical pen, or you probably haven't used it, that's for sure. A lot of preppers prefer to have tactical pens to use for self-defense. So if they're getting in a fight with someone, they want to have their sharp pen that's super tactical, built out of titanium and who knows what. For me, they're a little bit overkill for most EDC purposes. Sometimes they could also get caught over in TSA and cause you a little bit of a headache just to try to get through security. So I prefer Fisher Space pens or other non-threatening pens versus a tactical pen. The next overrated EDC item are wallet tools. I used to carry this Pocket Monkey in my wallet for many, many years, although a lot of wallets have been slimming down lately and you can't really fit these anymore. And to be honest, while this tool is cool and is TSA safe, the only thing I really ended up using on it was a bottle opener. And I already have a bottle opener as part of my multi-tool, in addition to a dedicated bottle opener that I would have on my keychain. So this was the third option. So while these things advertise that they have hex wrenches and screwdrivers and letter openers and things like that, I found that you really don't ever use those for EDC purposes. Speaking of keychain items, the next overrated EDC item are mini pry bars. These things are pretty popular in the preparedness community for including on your keychain to pry open things. But unless you're a painter that's constantly opening up jugs of paint, I find that you really don't use this that often. And you can't really use it for anything like a crowbar would be used for an emergency evacuation in an urban environment. So most likely this is just going to be on your keychain and you'll never end up using it. So again, mini pry bars, overrated. The next overrated EDC item, I hate to say it, are Paracord bracelets. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that I've featured Paracord bracelets for many, many years, especially ones that had Seahawks colors on them, and I would wear them to the Seahawks games. While I still do that if I'm going to a sporting event, for EDC purposes, wearing a Paracord bracelet is kind of like the friendship bracelet for preppers. I don't think I've ever heard of a prepper actually unwinding this for emergency purposes and using the paracord. To be honest, I probably wouldn't even know where to start without cutting it. So these things are definitely cool. They have some very cool designs for them, but for EDC purposes, you're probably not going to want to use the cordage on your paracord bracelet. Most likely you'll have a spool of paracord maybe in your EDC backpack, which you'd be more likely to use because you're going to be hesitant to unwind this one. So again, paracord bracelets, overrated. The next overrated EDC item are Zippo Lighters. I used to carry a Zippo lighter as part of my EDC, and I eventually switched over to a Bic lighter because I got tired of constantly having to fill up the Zippo lighter every several days. Unless you're a full-time smoker and always using a lighter, you're probably not going to want to bother with the Zippo lighter that you constantly have to refill, and it's just easier and cheaper to go with the Bic lighter, which you could store in your pocket for many, many years and never have to worry about refueling it. So again, Zippo lighters, overrated. The next overrated EDC item are expensive pocket knives. This particular pocket knife is made by Benchmade. It's around $150, which is expensive, but there's a ton of pocket knives out there. If you go on various websites like Blade HQ, that are several $100s, if not thousands of dollars, and I don't see any point of wanting to carry that for EDC purposes. Oftentimes, I'm losing my pocket knife. It falls out into the couch and I can't find it for a few days. I would hate to do that with one of those super expensive pocket knives. Those expensive type of pocket knives should just be for your trophy room or for collectors, and you take them out every once in a while. But would you really want to even use that for opening up things like Amazon boxes? Probably not. So for EDC purposes, I recommend going with something that's a lot more affordable. So super expensive pocket knives, overrated. The next overrated EDC item are the Nipex mini pliers and wrenches. Now I do include these as part of my EDC backpack in my EDC organizer, which is included in the backpack, but carrying these in your pocket just does not make sense to me unless you're a tradesperson that is constantly having to use these things for daily purposes. For most people, you'll probably never have to use this for EDC purposes, and you could rely on your Leatherman multi-tool, for example, for the majority of tasks. This is more of a specialty item that's a little bit more trendy and popular right now, but as far as carrying it in your pocket, it's a little overrated. The next overrated EDC items are handcuff keys and lockpicks. It's semi-popular in the preparedness community to have a handcuff key with you at all times, just in case you get attacked by marauders and they handcuff you, you have a way of escaping. But as preppers, oftentimes we're carrying a lot of emergency preparedness gear, and it could kind of be looked at as a burglary 101 kit by authorities. So I would hate to be pulled over and searched by the police, and then I have this handcuff key secretly hidden somewhere just in case I run into marauders who want to apprehend me. In the United States, every state is a little bit different in terms of the legality of having a handcuff key on you, because it comes all down to the intent of use for it. So for me, it seems like a little bit more headache than it's worth. The same goes for lockpick sets. I don't know how I'd explain this to a police officer, for example, if I got pulled over, if I got searched, and they found a lockpick set on me. What would I really say? Excuse me, officer, I'm a prepper and I like having a lockpick set just in case the apocalypse happens. Again, you could run into various legal issues in different states depending on their specific laws on the intent of use for these. So these may be good for practicing with, but you definitely don't want to EDC them. So again, lockpick sets and handcuff keys are overrated. The next overrated EDC items are keychain organizers. These are pretty popular in the preparedness community. A lot of preppers have those to have their keys. If you only have standard size keys, these are actually a little bit handy for those type of situations where you have several keys all of the same size. But if you're dealing with multiple types of keys, like keys to your storage locker or keys to your mailbox or to other things, oftentimes they're a lot more bulky and you can't even use those with these. For me, this ends up just being another pocket knife or flashlight that you have to carry in your pocket, which is going to add to bulk in your pockets, which will result in the dreaded prepper bulge. Again, for me, keychain organizers, overrated. And the last overrated EDC item that I have on my list are Trendy EDC Gadgets. Day after day on YouTube, you'll be finding videos with various new EDC gadgets that just came out from some company that's trying to promote to preppers. And all of them are overrated in my opinion. None of them are going to replace the standard EDC items of a pocket knife and a flashlight and a multi-tool and a lighter. Those are stock core items of EDC, and all of these trendy EDC gadgets like the fancy carabiner and the tactical fidget spinners and who knows what else. You'll buy it from some company who's promoting it on YouTube. You'll use it for a couple weeks and then you'll stop carrying it. For the most part, these are just used by companies to try to make more money from us preppers who like our EDC gear. But pretty much all of the ones that you're going to see are overrated. In closing, EDC should only be about functionality and nothing trendy or flashy. Most of the time, your EDC is going to stay the same year after year in terms of the type of items that you carry in there. This was a fun one for me to make, and there's other overrated items not specific to EDC, but also general overrated prepping items. I imagine that many of you have a lot of items that you've purchased over the year that you regret purchasing because you stopped using them after a certain point. So I'll probably be following up this particular video with an overrated preps video that talks about some of the overrated preps that I've purchased over the years. It's cool that EDC is becoming more and more mainstream over the years, but let's try to stay focused to what really matters for emergency preparedness purposes. That's going to do it for this video featuring the top 10 overrated EDC items. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. Please feel free to leave any kind of comments below in the comment section regarding this video. What are your most overrated EDC items? Let me know in the comment section. Stay tuned for more urban emergency preparedness videos, and I'll see you next time. Take care.